Welcome to our channel Lightling Vision. My name is Nathalie and I'm very happy to be in company of Mother. Welcome, Mother.
Thank
So
you,
today we will talk about a quite difficult subject to my eyes, because we're talking about pain and suffering. And I feel that pain is necessary for us to evolve, but at the same time, when you look in the world and you see all the people who don't have food or who have people murdered in front of them, like, it's very difficult to understand to me, like, the reason why there's so much sufferance in the world. So can you do you think that you can explain to us the reason why it is so difficult to understand, or what these sufferance in the world are happening?
I will try, but this will immediately take us to a far more deeper level of understanding of life. Because if you look at it from an outer, mundane point of view, it is incomprehensible. You can never understand from an outer point of view why some people suffer so much, whereas others do not seem to suffer. Why some parts of this world are completely devastated by wars, while where people are in lack of food, water, clothes, even shelter. There are so many phenomena in this world that you can never understand when you stay on the outer material, physical level of life. You can only say, well, some people in the past, religious people, try to explain it by saying, well, it's the will of God. Well, that doesn't do anymore for modern man. That makes us revolt, and we say, yes, but what kind of God is that? We can't believe in that kind of authority anymore, which is very understandable. We can understand that. Others never question it, never want to think about it, because that's another way of dealing with the problem. When you don't think about it, you narrow your vision. But the positive side of it is that it doesn't become a problem for you. As long as the problem doesn't knock on your door, then or doesn't come very close. It's far away, so suffering is for the others. That's another type of reaction. Now you can say that in what's happening at this moment in the world with seclusion, you can say that what was up until now for certain countries or certain groups of individuals has become more and more the daily reality of each and every one. That's to say, suffering comes closer. Even in the Western world, where up to now we had many means to escape it. I already mentioned it in other videos, like all kinds of distractions, drinking, eating, trying to forget it by means of all kinds of activities that please us. Now, when you come back when you are closed up in your house and you can't go out anymore, of course you can still, for a certain number of days, try to find everything you live as pleasant in the situation. But there comes a day when you have already done everything and you're still inside. So what are you going to do then? And then you can say the deeper meaning of suffering will come to you in a very profound way. That's to say, you will realize that the first reason of suffering has to do with some kind of limitation. So you can say in suffering is enclosed in some way the principle of limitation. You would like to do something and you can't. You would like to have something and you can't. You would like to achieve something, do something, attain something, and it doesn't work. Well, that is felt by the human nature in us as a limitation. And limitation immediately creates suffering. Now, what's a very interesting phenomena in this world is that, and people who are have gone deep down in physical reality in themselves know that pain and pleasure are linked. That is to say that those who touch a very deep level of pleasure, physical pleasure, touch pain at the same time. They come together. And in the other way around, if you go on a very deep level of pain, you suddenly touch some kind of ecstasy. And that is the phenomena that you should meditate upon, because you will see that limitation is nothing else than a way to bring you further, or to take your consciousness to a higher level, or your degree of understanding of yourself in this world. So you might say pain is something, if you want to go further in life, if you want to make any kind of progress on any level in yourself or in connection to something outside of yourself, if you want to go further, you have to accept to some degree, I'm not talking here about masochism, I'm talking here about pain that comes to you in a natural way without you wanting this. You have not sought it. But pain that comes in a natural way in your life, if you can try to accept it without judgment, you will see that the goal is to lead you to a higher level of what we can call pleasure, but I would say happiness. You can also say that if you always try to get away from pain, if you do not accept this phenomena, if you avoid by all means pain and discomfort, you will go slowly away from any kind of happiness in life. And that's a very interesting phenomenon. So you might say that if you get, as an individual, in a state of psychological inertia, of depression, then it might be that you're trying all the time to escape any kind of pain or discomfort or what is bothering you in your life. And then you just have to go back to what is bothering you to find your way out of your depression and to find the way back to happiness. So those phenomena should, in fact, be deepened out to better understand what's happening. If you see on an individual level or on the level of the world as a whole, limitation come up very strongly, then you should ask yourself, haven't we gone too far on the wrong path? That's another kind of reflection you should attach to this meditation on pain and suffering. So if pain comes up and suffering on an individual or global level, you can be sure that it has to do with a limitation that life or something in this world has put into action to create a limitation. To say, if you go further, then you will in some way get lost. Something will completely die out. So pain and suffering show a limitation is coming into your life that is healing, healthy. Because if you should have gone further on your path, on the way you were walking on, then you really would have got lost in some way, psychologically or physically. that's one of the reasons why we should not reject pain and suffering, because the limitation that goes with it is a necessary factor to bring us back either to a higher level of understanding or to prevent us from going too far on a path that would have led us astray. And I will try to deepen that out in the second part of this.
Okay, thank you, Mother. So that's really amazing information for all the people who suffer from depression. So, yes, thank you. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next program about suffering and pain. And write your comments, and we'll see you at the next video. Have a nice day.
Sometimes you walk on a narrow path. You look around you, no one to see. Sometimes you walk on a road so small. You look around you, there's just a view. And all your trials, they seem to weigh upon your shoulders so heavily. What does it mean? And all your efforts to make it better do not work in spite of your goodwill. What can it be? Don't be afraid if the darkness comes. It's the night that precedes the day's return. Don't be afraid if the darkness comes. It's the night that precedes the day's return. Can you accept that there is a sense behind your struggles? Don't try to flee. There is a power that guides your path. It knows the outcome undoubtedly. Don't look around you. Don't seek the answers where they can't be found. They aren't there. It cannot be. It's by your prayers in which you ask for truth and face yourself sincerely. You will find peace. The darkness comes, it's the night that precedes the day's return. Don't be afraid if the darkness comes, it's the night that precedes the day's return. Don't be afraid, it's the night that precedes the day's return. Oh, don't be afraid if the darkness comes. It's the night that precedes light's victory.